I think we've all asked ourselves the question, what will our world look like when COVID-19 is over? What will our world look like when we all go back to normal everyday life? Will we all go back to normal everyday life? How different will the world look? How different will humanity look? How different will the economy look? And one question that I have found myself asking me, and a question that I want to ask you, is how will you have changed? How will you live differently? What will your life look like after this pandemic is over, when this part of history has been written? What mark will it leave on you? Will it change how you interact with the people around you? Will it change how you live? And one thing that I know for me is actually I don't want to go back to what was normal. I don't want to go back to overworked, overbusy, cramming everything that I possibly can into 24 hours. COVID-19, whilst it has brought so much tragedy and struggle and pressure and heartache to us as a country and across the entire earth, it has also brought a pause that none of us have ever experienced before, and most probably a pause that none of us will ever experience again. And during a pause, it is a great time to reflect on how we live. I have never felt so grateful to be able to drive through my favorite coffee shop and pick up my favorite take-out coffee, or go and have a meal with a friend, or go on a date with my husband to a beautiful restaurant and drink good wine across the table while friendly waiters and waitresses serve us. I have never found myself more grateful for those things, because right now I can't have them. And I hope that we don't go back to taking so much of life that we had for granted. Gratitude is so incredibly powerful. In fact, I don't believe we can have joy and happiness without building a sense of deep gratitude, grateful for the things that we have, grateful for the life that we live, grateful for breath in our lungs. There's a beautiful quote that says, "I am not afraid of the storm, for it is where I learn to sail my ship." COVID-19 has been a storm for most of us. We are living in a different way. We are navigating life. We are navigating choppy waters. We are trying to learn how to do this thing that was just put upon us in the blink of an eye. And for many of us, it's been navigating choppy waters. And what this quote so beautifully says is, "I'm not afraid of the storm, because it's where I learn to sail my ship." During struggle is sometimes where we build the greatest grit and resilience. During difficult times, depending on where we choose to put our focus, and depending on our intentions, whether we want to learn from this and become greater from this and love more deeply and live more compassionately and be more connected to the people around us, how we view this time can have a huge impact on the human beings we grow into. And so I want to leave you with that beautiful quote. I'm not afraid of the storm, because it's where I learn to sail my ship. In these choppy waters of COVID-19 during this pandemic, learned some new skills of navigating difficult emotions, of digging deep and finding reservoirs of resilience and grit on the inside of you that you never knew you had, of tapping into self-kindness and self-love and self-care that you never knew you were capable of doing, of reaching out to those that are more lonely or in more difficult, trying situations than you and I, showing kindness, looking outward. I absolutely believe that up until this pandemic hit our lives, we were all living so busy. Many of us never had time to come up for air. What I love about this is that I look around and I see families out walking. The other day I was having a run on the canal near me, and I saw sons walking with their dads, and I saw couples hand in hand strolling together, and I saw families out for bike rides, and really it was a picture of people reconnecting. We've been given this pause, and whilst yes, there is a lot of tragedy going on, the beauty on the inside of this is that most of us have been given this pause where we stand back and we look at what's really important. We look at the things that really, really matter. We look at the superficial stuff and realize actually some of the stuff we were working so hard to achieve and attain, does it really matter? Or does this time matter? Does connection matter? Does compassion matter? Does justice matter? And so intentionally set your mind that during this difficult time, and we will all have difficult days, we all have difficult days, but during this time, intentionally make a decision that you will learn to navigate choppy waters, and you will come out of this season, whenever that may be, with new skills for navigating difficulty, with a new reservoirs of grit and resilience, with a new way of looking after your mental and physical health, and with deeper, more fulfilling relationships, having taken that pause and taken time to reflect and reconnect with those around us, and also reconnect with ourselves. I know many of us lost the connection with ourselves because life was so busy. And so when so much of this busy has been taken from us, it's a beautiful time to step back and reconnect with ourselves, and reconnect with those around us, and make a decision that from this difficulty we will rise stronger, better equipped, wiser, loving more deeply, connecting in a way we've never connected before. I am not afraid of the storm, for it's where I learned to sail my ship.